You're welcome to day 8 of 100 days of design. The daily UI and the exercise for day 8 is page not found, which is 404. 404 is a kind of error message that user gets when they request for a page that is not on the website server. And the purpose of this error page is to tell user that what they are looking for on the website is not available on the website yet, whether the website designers are yet to design the page, or that the page has a problem and they are trying to upgrade the website. So whichever be the way, the purpose is just for users who are visiting the website to know that the page they are looking for is not available. So there are various ways of designing this page, and it is very okay to design the page in a way that when user gets there, they don't just get bored, or they don't just get to a pinpoint whereby they will not be able to move around or going back to where they are coming from. So it is very advisable or important to design an error page while designing a website. An error page or a 404 page needs to be attractive to the users. So to go with this, I have designed a layout, a kind of wireframe I have designed for it, and this is what we are going to base on our design. And I've gotten an idea on which website should I design, and I have downloaded some picture that I'm going to use. And as you know, we have a color that we've been using from the previous designs, so we're still going to be using those colors. So we have colors for background, which is black or the white, and we have color for text, which is going to be white and a kind of the black. And also we have this blue that will serve as our primary color. So to go on this, I'm going to rename this screen to error 404 page not found. So after doing that, I'm going to copy this screen aside, just like what we have here, and these are the things that I want to use on this page. Now to create this, I have decided to create a website for cards, whereby user can go and find cards either for any variety of cards they want. And from here, if you are familiar with wireframe, rectangles represent text, and where button is necessarily needed, we're going to add a text over the background, and also an input. We're going to make an input a box with an outline so that text sits inside. And whenever you see something that has a diagonal line, it could be a square and it could also be a circle. When you see anything like that that has line across it, so those things are image or icon or illustration. So as we have here, an image is going to stand here, an icon is also going to stand here. Wherever you are seeing any rectangle, they are text. So going on, I'm first going to give in the screen a background, and we're using the background of this black. So to select a color from either picture or color you've created on the Figma environment, what you need to do is to select the object you want to apply the color to. For example, I want to apply the color to this frame. I will select the frame like this, and I'll press I on the keyboard to change my mouse cursor to ink drop, and I'll click on any color around the Figma environment to choose the color I want to use for my object that I selected. Now, the next thing I'm going to do here is to give the website or the page a logo or icon that represents the website logo. So here, since I'm dealing with the cards, I would say I'll write something like this: my cards. So my cards, this is going to be our logo for this design, or instead I can say my cards, so it looks more beautiful like this. So the next thing I'm going to do is to increase the size of this text. So I'm going to use 32 pixels. and I'm going to change the font weight to bold, and I'll cut this, Command X on the keyboard, and I'll replace this with it, Shift Command R. And mind you, while doing the wireframe, I have already created column inside the frame so that it can guide me on how to place things in my frame. So I'm going to hide this by pressing Shift G. And here I will bring down this color because I want to use it on this logo. So I'm going to select part of it, and I'll click on this, click on the eyedrop, and select the color to change the text color. And again, we have text that are going to sit down here. So I'm going to bring out the text, and I'll say home, for example, and this is going to be 16 pixels, and it's going to be medium. So we have a home here, and again I'll try and have brands, so brands of cats, and again I can have about us, and also I can have contact us. So these are what we're going to have here. So to do this, I'm going to select all of this now and press Shift A to give them auto layout. And the space between them, we're going to study the space between these things. This is 24 pixels. So I'm going to give this auto layout also 24 pixels. That is that. And I'm going to cut this, Command X from the keyboard. And if you're using a Windows system, you use Control X. So Command X like that to cut it out. And also I will replace this by pressing Shift Command R. So we have this like this. So we are done with the navigation buttons. So next we are having a text here also. I'm going to copy this down by holding down Alt on the keyboard and drag. So I've created a copy of it, and I'll say 404, 404, and also I will increase the space between them 2%, and again the size is going to be 230 so that we have a bigger text. So I'm going to place this here like this. So to delete the background on it, as in the something we are replacing, so I'm going to send this to back by pressing open curly bracket so that I'll be able to select the one I have here and delete it. Also, we have, whenever you see an error message like this, when you see 404, it's either you see page not found or something else. But it's better we put something that will give users some hopes. So it shouldn't be just page not found. What we just need to do, for example, we can give a word or some phrase and say, so I'm going to make this 48 pixels. I'll say men at work. Men at work. I'm going to cut this, Command X, Shift Command R. And also I don't want to leave this like this. I want it to be a medium text, and also I want it to be an uppercase text. So I'm going to come down to the more here, more about text, and I'll select this. It's going to be uppercase. Then I'll make sure I align, it's aligned center with this. So select the two together, come to alignment property here and align them. So the space between them, can also do kind of something like this and check the space. Okay, it's okay like this. So we have men at work, or let it come a little bit. So men at work. Then here we are having a search together with a button. So this button, I'm just going to hold on it and change it to our blue color, which is our primary color. I'll drag this color down here, copy it down so that it should be accessible. So I'm going to select this button and press I on your keyboard, then click on the color to change. And as you know, we are using white, so it won't be perfect for a black to sit down on this background because we are having a deep color already here. We are having a deep color, so we should have a very light color to sit on it so that it shows perfectly. So I'm going to click on this, on the text, press I on the keyboard and select the white color so that changed to white. Also search for something, so we're going to change this also to white, and the input, the outline for the input, I'm going to come to this stroke here and change it to white color, just as what we have here. Then the next thing is to change, let me delete this color. So the next thing is to change the icons we are having here. So seeing a search box or a search input and an icon inside by the right here, you should understand that this icon is going to be a search icon. So I'm going to come to my eyesight. I have some search icons here, so I'm going to drag one of them out like that. Then I'm going to cut it, Command X, and I'll do Command Shift R on this one so that it replaces it. And the size of this thing, I'm going to increase the size of the icon to 28 pixels and also change the color to a white color so that we have it like this. And again, for proper alignment, I'm going to send it to the right side. I'm going to align it to the right side and align vertical center just like this. And I'll come to my x-axis and minus 16 from it, minus 16. So it's okay like this. And this text also, search something here. I'm going to check what is space between them and this button. So I'm going to hold down my Alt on the keyboard and go to this. So to check the space between them. So this is 16 pixels between them. This is okay also. So this is okay. So something that remains now is a picture that's going to sit here. On this place, we have the size of 594 for the width and 598 for the height. So I'm going to copy this picture that I have here, Command C, and replace this something with it, Shift Command R to replace it. So this is what we have here, and this, I don't want it to be something that will be too showing like this. I want to play around with the layers blending properties. So I'm going to come to layer blending property and search through this. So we have this multiply, color bend, color dodge, overlay, color soft, and add soft. So I'm going to choose this soft light. I think this soft light is okay. I'm going to leave it like that. And again, we are through with our design. We are through with the design like this. But something needs to be controlled here, which is the contrast of the page. So I'm going to select this and this white, and I'm going to change the opacity to 30%, just like this. And also every white we are having on this input except the button text. So every white you are having here, we'll change them also to 30%. I need to come to color selection here, give them 30%. So you can see, since I went to the color selection to change it, every white we're having here has been changed to 30% opacity. So I'm going to select the one on the button and go back to its color and change it to 100% so that it shows more. And again, these ones, the link here, also have a kind of high contrast. I'm going to reduce the contrast to something like 70%. I think it is okay. So this is the final design on this. So let's just look at space between this. This is 96. So I'm going to reduce this to 72, the multiple of 4. So this is the final something. So let's add an interaction to it. So I'm going to add the flow, starting flow, and I'll play this to see how it's going to look like on the desktop. And we see this is how it's going to look like on the website after it's been designed. This is a very nice something, because if you look at it, a user can go back to the previous page they are coming from, or they can search something else from here instead of being hooked to this place, which is not okay. It's not a very, I mean, it's not a good user experience at all. So user must find a way out of this place, so they can search some other things or go back to where they are coming from on the page. Now, I also want to add some interaction to call the attention of the user. So what I will do now is I'm going to copy this button aside, just like this. And I'm going to copy another one of it to have two. So what I'm going to do now is to highlight the two together and combine them as component set to have two variants inside. Now, what I'm going to do now is I want to reduce the x-axis of this thing by 12, like this, and this one stays like this. So I'll now go to prototype and I'll select this button and drag the link here. So we have on click. I'm going to check this trigger method to after delay, and it's going to be 300 milliseconds, and also the animation is going to be smart animate, and it's going to be linear also, and this is going to be 600 milliseconds. So the same thing I will do for this. I will drag the link connection link to the back button, the first one, and I'll say after delay. So this delay is going to be 300 milliseconds, and also the something is going to be linear and 600. So what I'm going to do now is to copy one of it, Command C, and replace the button we are having here. So I'll select the button and press Shift Command R. So I've replaced the button. If we go back to our prototype, how it's going to look like. So this is what we have. If I restart it, so you can see the back button moving. You can see the back button moving, calling attention of user that okay, you can go back from here, you can come here, or you can search something. So this comes to the end of today's activity. Thank you for your time, and please kindly subscribe to my channel. And also, if you have any question, just mention my channel on my channel's name on the comment section. Then I will respond to that. Thank you very much.